Good morning to you, my sister princesses. How are you? I have gotten so many requests for more heartstring stories. You remember Hannah's story? Yes, I've gotten many requests for more of those. So I'm going to be doing a few more heartstring stories for you. And today we're going to be reading about Naomi and Ruth, titled I Am Bitter. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Janice Hylton Thompson, and welcome back to Church Girls Wanna Get Married. So, hopefully, you have something hot to drink. It's chilly here in New Jersey. It's still chilly. It's the middle of May, but it's still chilly here. So, I have my coffee early this morning. So, we're going to read about Naomi and entitled I Am Bitter. Have you ever been bitter? Excuse me. Have you ever gone through some things that has caused you to be bitter? Okay. It reads, another one of my favorite stories, and one that is dear to my heart, is that of Naomi and Ruth. You can read the story in the book that bears the name Ruth, contained in 4 chapters. The story begins with a famine in the land of Bethlehem, Judah, which means house of bread. Elimelech means my God is king. That is Naomi's husband. His wife's Naomi's name means pleasant, and there's 2 sons, Malon and Chilon. Name means sick and pining. Be careful what you name your children. Amen. The family moved to the land of the Moabites, who were the enemies of the Jewish people. Think about that. They left their land, that means house of bread, to the land of their enemies. Elimelech died later, leaving Naomi and her 2 sons. The sons married Moabite women, Ruth and Orpah. However, from biblical studies, we see that God warned his people not to marry outside of their faith. And it's the same thing for you today, my born again sisters. God does not want us to be unequally yoked with unbelievers. About 10 years later, Mahlon and Chilion died in the battle, and Naomi and her daughter-in-laws were left alone. Naomi was devastated because now she had no one to take care of her and provide for her. Once a Jewish woman's husband died, the sons were responsible to care and provide for her. Since Naomi had no one to take care of her, she decided that the best thing for her to do was to return home to her homeland and her people, because she heard there was bread there. Excuse me. The Bible doesn't say, but I am sure she and her maker, she was taken. I'm sorry. The Bible doesn't say, but I am sure she thought to herself that perhaps someone would have mercy on her and make sure she was taken care of. When Naomi began to go home, both Ruth, whose name means friendship, and Orpah, whose name means stubborn, wanted to return with her. I'm reading on my computer, so please bear with me. Naomi, however, discouraged them from following her and told them to return to their parents' home and bless them. They insisted, and once again, Naomi encouraged both of her daughter-in-laws to return to their families because she wouldn't be able to have any more sons so that they would marry. What did Naomi mean by this? In the Bible days, if there were any other sons left, They were to marry the widowed wife of the brothers so that the dead brother would have a child to carry on his name. They wept, and Orpah heeded the voice of Naomi and returned, but Ruth refused, and the Bible said she cleaved to Naomi. Herein lies the famous portion of the story of Ruth and Naomi that we all like to quote in Ruth 1, verses 16 to 18. And it reads, "Wherever you go, I will go. Wherever you lodge," and I'm quoted, "I will lodge. Wherever you die, I will die. Your people will be my people." And of course, I'm quoting. I didn't read the whole portion. I'll read that for you later, but I just quoted it. Verse 20 is where I would like for you to pay close attention. Remember, Naomi name means pleasant. Naomi said to the people who came out to greet them, "Don't call me Naomi, which means pleasant. Call me Mara, which means bitter." Naomi asked the people to call her bitter because God dealt bitterly with her. Again, Naomi names means pleasant, but she wanted the people to call her Mara, which means bitter, because God had dealt bitterly with her. Her husband died. Her children died. She had nothing left. She didn't even have grandchildren. Her daughter-in-laws were married to her sons, and neither of them had children. So Naomi was bitter. And I'm going to end there, and I'll pick up there tomorrow. But I just want to talk for a moment about bitterness. Have you ever been bitter? I've been there. I've been bitter. I've been angry. I've been angry with God. I've been bitter towards God because of some things that happened in my life. A lot of things happened in my life. And sometimes we just have to remember that life happens. Have life ever happened to you, my sister? Things not going the way you would like for them to go. Stuff happening in your life that has caused you to be bitter. Either bitter with God, or bitter with your husband, or bitter with your children, or bitter with your friend, or your mother, your brother, your sister. You're bitter at things. And especially for women of color, we have been termed bitter Black women. But sometimes it's not that we're bitter Black women or bitter women, period, but things have happened that have caused us to be bitter. And so, like Naomi, you begin to call yourself bitter. Her name meant pleasant. And the people came out and they were happy to see her, and they were cheering and they were clapping and they were saying, "Oh, Naomi has returned to us. Naomi returned to us." But she said, "Don't call me Naomi. Don't call me pleasant. Call me Mara. Call me bitterness because God has dealt bitterly with me. And so you, my sister, have you ever felt that God has dealt bitterly with you? Yes, we've all been there. Why don't you leave it in the comments for me? Have you felt that? Have you felt that God has dealt bitterly with you? Are you carrying that bitterness? Have you allowed bitterness to define you? Why don't you begin this morning, this moment? Let it go. Let it go. As you listen to this devotional, as you listen to this music, breathe in, breathe out, let it go. Begin to slowly let it go. If you need to cry, cry. Let it go. Breathe in, breathe out. Let it go. Breathe in, breathe out. Let it go. Let go of bitterness and anxiety. Let go of the stress. Breathe in, breathe out. Let it go. Let it go. Tomorrow, we're going to read more of Naomi's story and we're going to see what happened to Naomi. Did she allow bitterness to define her or did she breathe in and let it go? And that's what I want you to do today. Breathe in, breathe out, and let it go. Do not allow bitterness to define you. Allow pleasantness to define you. Allow pleasantness to define you and not bitterness. Please subscribe to my channel if you have not. And please share. And join me again tomorrow for the rest of Naomi's story. Have a good day, my darling sister. I love you. Bye.